Welcome, I'm Skipper Scott, and in this video we're going to replace a rope clutch, and we're going to replace it with a brand new XAS spin lock. And in case you're just joining us, we're getting our boat ready to sail down to Mexico, and we've got our little Hunter 290. My wife and I lived on this for about 3 years, and we now have a floating home up the dock there. And this is the office studio where we record all our Skipper Scott and Talking the Machine episodes. But we went out and took her out for a trial because we're doing bay trials in preparation for sailing up and down the coast and down to Mexico. We want to see what's going to break. Well, we're in the bay and there's parts available. So this particular breakage, in addition to our companionway stairs, which we're going to be fixing shortly, was up here we have a rope clutch that holds onto our ropes and allows us to pull them through and locks them in. And we're going to replace the whole thing. We could have just replaced the lever on it because we just broke a couple levers off, but we decided to replace the whole thing because the one that we still have over here is an older model, and those levers are going to get harder to find. So we figured a newer model, easier to get replacement parts. We've got replacement parts for that. We're going to take the old clutch and you reuse that for replacement parts. And more importantly, we're going to put some silicone in there to seal it up, to make sure that there's no moisture or leakage coming through from up on the deck down into the cabin. And since we're putting the bolts through, we don't necessarily need adhesive. We just need the silicone to seal everything up. So when we went in and we got this, and so this is the project we're doing, and we looked for the right sealant to go seal this up because we want to keep the water from getting into the boat. It says don't use polysulfide or polyurethane based sealants, and they kept giving it to us. So we finally had to go back, take them back, and we got the silicone based, which we're going to use to seal these holes here as we put this through the hole. So next up, we're going to go and take this and put this through the hole. We already have the holes drilled there because we took out an old spin lock, and fortunately for us, the holes are the same spacing and the same size. So we're just going to reuse the holes that we already had there, and we're going to seal it up, and we're going to put some washers on there as well. So that's coming up next. Okay, so we got all the parts that we needed to repair our rope clutch here. So we got a brand new one of these. We didn't actually have to, but then that way I'm going to take the old one and the old lever. So because we still have an XA up there on the port side, this is going on the starboard side. This one was already there, so that's another spin lock, XAS. We're going to put that there. We've got all new hardware. So we got all new washers and lock washers, and we got nuts and our machine screws. And same thing over here. We got our machine screws, and we've got our nuts and lock washers and everything we need to put that on. Make sure we went there, and in both cases we got polyurethane sealant, and really what we need is we need the marine grade silicone sealant because we don't need it to lock it to the deck because we've already got all this hardware and all these screws to go and lock that to the deck and to secure that. We just need the silicone over here to keep the water from coming in through the holes that are already drilled in our boat. Well, and you can see right up here, now this is where our single spin lock right here is coming through. And then here, this is where our triple spin lock, our XA, was coming through before. And the holes on the other side will match. Okay, and here's where our clutches are going to go. We're going to have to clean that off just a little bit there. But here's our triple right over here. And then here's where our single clutch is going to go right there. But we're going to clean all this off and we're going to rough it up a bit, and then we'll put our screws in and we'll put our sealant down, and we'll get this job done. Okay, here we are. We're going to clean this off here. And I like these little plastic scrapers because these little plastic scrapers here, they won't scratch the boat. And we are going to give it a little bit of sandpaper. Oh, and anyway, we'll just... It looks like an old plastic scraper. Well, maybe you need new plastic scrapers, but we're going to try to get this off as best we can with this. And then also got one of these magic eraser sponges, really good for the fiberglass. They actually take a little bit off when you're doing them like that. They'll just get the rest of this off. And we'll get this all clean here. Once we get this all clean, just going to give it a real light sand just to rough it up a little bit. And we'll get our gear on here, and we'll get our silicone sealant on here to seal up all these holes here. So we put our screws in, we'll take it on the other side and get our washers and our lock washers, and we'll lock that right in there. Well, looks like we got most of this cleaned up here, so we're going to, at least as good as that's going to get, just making sure that everything's all dry here. And we'll just let this dry in the sun a little bit. And I'll do the same thing from the other side, just to make sure we've got some nice clean holes here to put our stuff in. And then we're gonna put a little bit of the sealant in here and down here, and then we'll just pop our things back on here. And we'll start with this guy right here, and then we'll put the next one in, and the big triple here, and then we'll be all good to go. We'll let it dry, and it should be good for more trials tomorrow. So, alrighty, well, we're gonna give it a try here with this first with this single one, and we've got 2 bolts here that need to go into these 2 holes here, and we just want to get a seal. Really, we just want to get a seal around here. We'll put just a little bit around here, and then we'll wipe up this here. So you can see right up there, here's the one we did from our 2 right here, and we got the lock nut and the hex nut and our flat washer in here, and we're going to do the same thing 3 times up here, 3 times right here. So as soon as those start coming through, we're going to put the hex nut, we're going to tighten that down, and we're going to keep one tension on the nut up here while we go and we screw at the top. And then we should be good to go. We'll go wipe everything down and let it cure. Okay, so now it's time to put on our triple here. And we've got our screwdriver, and we've got our wrench here for the other end. We're going to have to hold that underneath, right, while we screw this on here, right? And then we're going to take our goodies here. And this is our, right here is our cement here, silicone sealant, marine grade. And we're going to pop it on here. And, oh boy, I've had more than one occasion where these things just kind of pop into the drink there. They'll bounce off the side and go bloop, bloop. And that'll be it. It looks like, okay, we're coming out there. So we'll put a little bit in these holes here. A little there. Because this is really what we want to seal up, is these holes here. And then this will just kind of splay out around those holes. Put a good amount there, right? So see right here, we've got little wells there, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to just take this, we're going to go all around the edges. And this stuff wipes off the deck pretty easy there. So we'll just go all around there. We'll get these guys here, a little bit there, because that's really the part we want to seal there. And we might have a bit much there, but I have a little bit much, but not enough. So we'll just go all the way around the edge here. And we'll just wipe off the excess. That should get it off there. And pop this over here like this. We'll pull these 2 guys out here that came out. And so we'll screw these in as far as we can there. And then once we get down into the inside, we're gonna, and once they'll start going through down there, we're gonna put those nuts and those lock washers in there as well. So we'll just start getting these down here so that they go through. Should be able to put a lock washer and a nut on each one, and then we'll just go tighten them up, and then we'll wipe around the edges, and we should be good to go with these guys. And then we'll just let it cure overnight, and we'll be ready to go sailing tomorrow afternoon. Okay, well, there we go. We've got all of our nuts and our washers and everything on this side done for both our 3 and our 1. And then we come up onto this side over here. There we are. There's our new rope clutch there. And we've already got some of our ropes in here. And this one is sitting here just ready for our spur halyard, right? As soon as we get that one run. And we're going to get that done as soon as we get her hauled out. So we're going to take Boaty. We're going to haul her out. We're going to get all the through holes checked. And then we're going to get work done on the mast. So we'll get the mast checked. And then once we get the mast checked, then we'll be good to go. Get her pulled out, get the bottom painted, get her ready to head on south. But making good progress, and more videos to come. We're going to work on AIS next. So got the AIS antenna, got the antenna splitter coming, got the little dongle there, and we also got some MOB1s, some man overboard devices. So they're going to put out AIS as well. So somebody falls overboard, we'll be able to see them on the scope, and we're going to hook all that up to the GPS up here, and also to our 12-volt computer in the cabin as well, and be able to use it for plotting as well with OpenCPN and those kinds of things. So subscribe, like, comment, and we're going to be doing lots of groovy stuff here. with AI off the grid. We got some solar panels, we got a bimini coming. We're just really going to stoke out our little Boaty, little member of our family here. So peace, much love from Papa. Hope you enjoyed this video and hope it was helpful for you. And take care, and fair winds, following seas.